You're seeing hundreds of thousands of people from around the world come to Paris to stay in Airbnbs. They are super excited. It's going to be an amazing event.
Are there any places to stay? Like, how much are you guys making off of people going to Paris?
One of the great things about having Airbnbs in Paris is that the volume of Airbnbs have gone up pretty dramatically. We have 40% more active listings than we had a year ago. And by having those extra listings, we're actually able to keep prices reasonable because we're able to add so much capacity to the stays there. So there are still places available. We're only 24 days out, but you can keep booking. There are Airbnbs ready for guests to come from around the world.
Yeah, because you know why? Everyone's leaving Paris.
Yeah.
All the Parisians are like, get me out of here, and they're going to the south of France. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
So, Dave.
Well, it's not bad. They're actually able to earn, 2,000 euros on average for a host in Paris. And so, yeah, many people do leave and share their homes and welcome people from other countries to come to the Olympics.
Talk to us about where you're seeing travelers come from to Paris.
Yeah, it's interesting. Some of our top countries are the US, UK, and actually people from other areas of France coming into Paris for the Olympics. We're also seeing some interesting trends where people are staying. The Olympics are actually not only in Paris, they're kind of spread around the country. And so, we're seeing people staying in Airbnbs in Lille, where some of the basketball is being played. We're seeing them in Lyon, where some of the football, soccer matches are being played. You're seeing Spaniards and Brazilians stay in Bordeaux because their national teams are going to be playing soccer out there. So we're not just seeing people come in Paris, they're staying in Airbnbs all around the country.
That's interesting. I did not know that. You also transitioned recently from CFO to CBO. Is that so? Chief Financial Officer to Chief Business Officer. How is that? Like, how does your job change with that title?
Yeah, no, I'm the Chief Business Officer. I'm also the head of employee experience, so the head of HR, which I've been doing now for 3 years. But the Chief Business Officer, I'm focused on growth of the company and expanding into new business areas. So we're expanding beyond the kind of core stays business here at Airbnb into things like services and experiences over time. And so me and my team, that's what we're focused on, growing the existing business and expanding into new ones.
So for just the business in general, how is travel, this business, as we crank up here in the U.S. for 4th of July, and then, of course, in Europe, they have their big travel during the summer, particularly August. Give us a sense of kind of where you're seeing the business these days.
Yeah, we're seeing more people travel this summer than they ever have before on Airbnb. Continue to see great growth. Yes, strong growth, especially from Americans traveling to Europe. We continue to have a strong dollar, which enables strength there. And we're actually seeing, nice strength in people even traveling from U.S. into Asia.
U.S. into Asia. Okay.
What's that ripping dollar?
Yeah, you just can go anywhere pretty much.
Against the yen.
What about the opposite? Is anyone coming to the U.S.? We making any money on Airbnb here in the U.S. anymore?
Absolutely. I mean, people are still traveling from overseas in the U.S. Actually, the majority of our travel still is actually domestic travel in any given country. So we're kind of talking a lot about people moving around the world, but a lot of the travel is just people going, in the U.S., it's a lot of beach destinations. We're seeing great travel down to Florida, up onto the East Coast, onto the Jersey Shore and other places. So, people are still traveling out to the beaches to visit with family and enjoy the 4th of July.
Dave, what's a typical or prototypical Airbnb customer look like?
We have customers of all kinds. It's everything from young Gen Z, millennials to families. A large number of our people in travel and Airbnb are group travel, multiple people traveling together because you get more space. Right? You might get multiple bedrooms, you have multiple amenities, often with a kitchen, maybe a washer and dryer. It's one of the reasons why we recently launched some of these group travel features to enable more people to stay together more easily. We have things like shared wish lists, shared messaging capability, and that's helping in Paris, where over 50% of the people traveling to the Paris Olympics have 3 or more people. And so the group travel is a key benefit of staying on Airbnb.
That's a good point. What are other trends that you think you're going to be dealing with in 2025, kind of after we get through the Olympics?
I think we're going to continue to see strength in travel. I think one of the things we've seen since the pandemic is that people realize how much they miss being able to kind of travel, be with family and friends, that experiences are maybe more important than things. I think that trend will continue, and we're going to see people wanting to spend time with family and friends doing things together. So I think that's the big trend that we'll see in 2025, continued experiences.